What's up, guys? So this is missing a claw. This is a black lion that's not part of Voltron, and this is Master Grade Monday. Let's get right to it. Alright guys, so here we have the box. It's just a box. Nothing important going on. Just a thing. Excuse me. So here we have an awesome shot of what I think is some other type of unicorn, but I don't know why. It's just like, it's weird. What kind of unicorn would be black like this? I wish I could tell, but you can't read it. You can see unicorn, kind of, and you see Gundam for sure, so we know it's a Gundam. We know it's a Gundam of some sort. But it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We got some kind of black and some orange stuff going on. Cool orange psycho frame. Big old blasty stuff happening right here from whatever this thing is. Obviously, it's got a kind of unicorn-y form over here, you see. Or that's another one, I don't know. And then a hand sticking out from claws. That's pretty cool. And then way up here where you can't see, there's a Master Grade emblem. So look way up there. Yeah, actually look where my finger was behind it. So Master Grade emblem there. There's a Bandai logo right down here. Can't read it. Also, this is one of those boxes. It's vertical, and I hate it. And Bandai 2012 made in Japan. Make sure I rotate this right there. There we go. Okay. Alright. So we have something from Destroy Mode. Whatever it is. Front view. Looks really nice and menacing there. Rear view. Oh, that's a nice butt. Holy crap, it's a Gundam Unicorn Banshee. That makes so much more sense, doesn't it? Alright, so here we have an actual shot of the Banshee, I believe, from the actual anime. That's pretty cool, and you do have it transforms. Yeah, we kind of got that. Oh, here's Unicorn mode. So you have it there in a really nice, sleek Unicorn mode, except it's sort of misleading because it's not technically Unicorn. However, we'll move on slightly. Have to move my coffee cup. It's Sunday morning, guys. Alright, so here we have it in some action mode. You got Armor BS. Armed Armor BS. That's funny. I actually did not know what that was called until just now, guys. Not gonna lie to you guys. An Armed Armor VN. Did not know those had names. It's called the Claw and the Blasty thing. Claw, Blasty thing. Claw, Blasty thing. The other thing is actually very reminiscent of the funnels from the new Gundam. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Come over, you see here, RX-0, Unicorn Gundam 02, Banshee. Nose running, full psycho frame prototype mobile suit. Yeah. Stuff and things and stuff. Bandai Hobby.net. Bandai. Come over here, and you get, I guess they're trying to recreate that scene where the Banshee first dropped in, like right here. And it's like, and then it fights. It fights. And you come over here. Of course, it transforms. Now, there is a little bit of misleadingness going on here because this shows this as a very nice metallic gold. Not so much. No. Not really much. Of course, some psych frame there. Markings. I didn't put any markings on it. And weapons, pilot, cockpit. So you can open all this up and you can see somebody's feet. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know, I can't read that, but I don't know if that's supposed to be, what was her name? Marida? I can't remember her name. Or, is it supposed to be Reedy? They make it very ambiguous, so you actually don't know, because they both piloted the Banshee, if you don't know that. So you got Beam Saber, yay for Beam Saber, you got the over-the-shoulder Beam Saber, you have the in-the-arm Beam Saber. That looks really funny, because it's coming out through the claw. And then, of course, the image of everything in the box. Stickers, dude, little Gundam stuff. And you got the warnings here. I think that says Riddy is a little bit, the word doesn't complete. It doesn't finish the word, but it says Riddy is a little bit. Interesting. Got the little guy with the toilet, stuff and things, and 5,500 yen. Nice affordable kit. I think I paid something close to 70. I don't remember. It was years ago. And illustrated by Naoki Morishita, one of my favorite artists. Even the Banshee can't resist being upside down. I have to always do it, guys. from day one. Day one, I have to do this. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the display and see how much it isn't a unicorn. Okay, now we've got the Banshee out and looking, well, nothing like a black lion. So I guess in the legend you had the white unicorn and you have the black lion, and they have to work together, blah 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 blah, to find the key, the Laplace key, Laplace box, whatever. So obviously it's a remold of the unicorn because it was the sister suit to the unicorn itself. So 95% of this is exactly the same as the unicorn. If you guys can't notice, I'm working on my shorty tripod today, so bear with it. But of course you have some major differences between this and the normal unicorn. You've got this all new chest piece, which is a mane for the lion, and then you have the ridiculous new head crest. Look at that. The head in general is a remold, and we'll look at it up close. The obvious difference is the color, because you got this nice navy blue because it's the black lion, and they can't do black for some strange reason. And you have the orange psycho frame. The crutch piece never wants to work out. And you guys notice, obviously, with this review, we're starting out in destroy mode, and we're going to go into unicorn mode. Now, because we've seen the transformation already, I'll skip most of it, but we'll look at all the different details and stuff here in a minute. You guys can see that lighting is being really strange today. There we go. So this guy does come with different equipment usually than the standard unicorn. As you see, he's got this armed armor BS over here. I didn't know what it was actually called before, but hey, now I do know. And it's actually pretty cool. And if you'll notice, the claw is missing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on, I gotta... Okay. Camera not cooperating. So the BS over here, as it's called, the big stick, I guess. I don't know what it stands for. So it looks pretty cool. I usually keep mine in the inactive mode, so it's just chilling on the arm, but you do actually have the ability to fold it out. And let's see if I can recall how to do this, because I know it goes over the hand. Oh, I gotta extend it without pulling everything apart. That thumb is not going to cooperate, is it? There we go. Now I know it's supposed to open here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So that'll give us the room to get the hand in there, I think. Or not. What is it hitting? What is it hitting? Of course, it's the thumb. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me. I haven't done this in a long time. Okay, let's exclusively ignore just that. Yeah, it's literally just nailing the thumb and forefinger right there. So let's just... Better plan. Have a better idea. Tuck the thumb down and out of the way. I forgot I could do that. Okay, now we close that over the hand. Try to extend this so it's in unicorny mode. Unicorny. You heard me. Okay, so there we have the armed armor BS in assault mode, I guess, for lack of a better term. And like I said before, it's very similar to the... oh, I forgot these could slide out. Very similar to the funnels that you'd see on the new or the high new. And I think it's actually pretty cool. And it's interesting that it's not just like a blaster. It has this kind of a weird beam whip effect that came out of it. I think it's a really neat look. When the Banshee first popped up on the screen, it came with different equipment and therefore, you know, easily beat the unicorn. Though, of course, the fact that their cycle frames were resonating and causing the unicorn to kind of freak out a little bit. The dual destroy modes, not to mention the NTD freaking out about two different new types fighting each other in devices made to defeat new types. It just caused all kinds of problems. So whenever it first showed up, very easily subdued the unicorn. Of course, later on, Banshee became a bit more awesome. And we'll look at the more awesome Banshees later on. We're talking about base Banshee here. But as you guys will notice, I'm missing the claw arm. I actually traded that to, I believe it was Ross Gagney. I believe, out of the Gundam Builders of America. We did some trading back and forth. He needed that claw arm for a custom. I didn't really need it. I wasn't bothering with it at that point, so I let him have it. So I actually do this more as kind of a final operations Banshee, without the Norn effect parts and stuff like that. So, but I leave this on here because I really dig this weapon. So instead of the normal claw arm, we go with the shield, because there's one secret about this awesome Banshee kit. It comes with every single thing, minus a bazooka, to create a black unicorn. So you do get the standard shield and all of the cool goodies and parts and everything to make it happen. So, and it operates exactly the same because it's the exact same mold. And does just plug onto the arm, just as the unicorn shield did. Of course, it's going to be a pain in my butt because you guys remember from the last time, it just is a pain in the butt. See, it's already, yeah, see the stupid hinge came apart on me. Now, one thing I will say, as with most of my kits, it has been on display and not moved for a very long time, so it's going to be very finicky for a while. Try to exercise some of the stiff joints and stuff. So, yeah, the shield doesn't want to peg all the way over. The actual hinge wants to limit itself, but it should sit down over the arm just like so. Of course, it just popped off again. It's incredibly annoying. So let me just try it this way. Just peg it on that way and see what happens. There we go. Okay. So now it's actually plugged in and in position. And actually, I think the Banshee looks beautiful with just the shield by itself. I think that's a great look. Now, of course, it does come with other weaponry because, well, Banshee. So you do get the exact same rifle that you get with the Unicorn. I don't know if this is the one that I had problems with. I believe it is because I can't pull that apart. Okay, so one of the ones, because I've built 5 unicorns at this point, one of the ones, the rifle mold was actually getting very, very weak, and the slider wouldn't even hold. This would just go, and then the ammo would fall out. So I had to glue it in place, at least to the degree that nothing would fall apart. So, I mean, the rifle is exactly the same. Usually I have them on display with it, you know, just in the hand. Right now I'm going to leave the armed armor on him. And then we can put the rifle. Let's see if I can get it to plug in. I don't think the arm. No, that's right, because, okay, so one thing with this, the armed armor parts, it is actually a completely different sandwich part around the arm, so you can't do the normal storage mode. But one thing that does carry over is, of course, the beam tonfas. Like so. Now it's the same story over there with that one. So actually I lost my weapon storage. Oh well, I don't care. The rifle doesn't matter. Normally I have it displayed with the rifle just because it's cool, but other than that. Now of course you do get the beam sabers up here on the shoulders, and you do get the beam tonfas as well. I can get that thing out of there. So here's your normal beam saber, and you've got the peg for the hand and the pink beam saber blade that goes with it. See, I told you, I was pretty sure the Banshee came with the pink beam sabers. So my normal one that should have come with the blue sabers. And actually, guys, I don't know if I recall if I told you guys or not. Remember last go around, I couldn't remember what happened to the beam saber blades. I know exactly what happened to the beam saber blades. They were still on the bottom of the MS cage. That's where they would store. You could just peg them underneath on the bottom of the MS cage. So that's where those went. I just figured it out after I filmed that last review. So there we have Banshee, all armed up and nice. Now he does still have a couple extra accessories, just like the Unicorn did. You get spare horns. So this is the just regular old transformed horn. I call it the little rooster crest because that's what it looks like to me. The one that's on here is the actual fixed open version. But you do, of course, have the folding version. And actually, I don't know why I'd never used this. I guess because I didn't plan on transforming it a lot. So it does open in a very similar manner, just like so. And the cool thing is, like, at least under the lights, this looks like a very good gold. But realistically, it's that gold swirly plastic. So, I mean, you got to be real careful. Like, only these bits up here are actually made of that plastic, so you're not going to have to worry about, like, joints breaking, stuff like that. But just be wary that these things might deteriorate over time just because cheap plastic. So, but it is a very, very cool suit. I do really, really like this guy. And of course, for comparison, we'll bring in Normie Unicorn. There you go, just stand right there. Be shot at by your brother. Ah, that always friggin' happens. I hate that backpack. That backpack mount is so stupid. So yeah, you can see the obvious differences. Now, I'm not going to transform Unicorn because you guys know that is a pain. And you kind of get the point. You've already seen it, so backpack. Now, if I remember correctly, Banshee does not come with the rocket launcher, but it might, and I just didn't use it or used it elsewhere. Because I have so many spare Unicorn parts at this point, it's a little ridiculous. Alright, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this guy. I'm going to take the shield off just for the sake of this part of the review. Just untab it like so. Now let's see if we can get a close-up of the head. Now there, actually, oddly enough, the eyes are lighting up. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't have light piping, so I don't understand why that's working. Maybe it does have a tiny bit of light piping. I don't know. So you actually do see that it has red eyes. Now this is where I need like a tiny flashlight or something so I can actually see the face. So you can see that he does have red eyes. He's got red cameras as opposed to the green of the Unicorn. It does look pretty good. Now, one thing I'll tell you guys, when I was building this guy, I'd already built a couple Unicorns before I got to this. And I started building the head the normal way, and then I got to the part of adding on the new horns and stuff like this. So you've got the front horn here, you got the two little ones there, you got, of course, the regular rest of the V-fin. And I started building them, like, what the heck, I can't put this together. What is going on here? And I realized that it was actually had different head pieces. So the cool thing is, I do still have all the parts left over. So I can indeed build this as a black Unicorn if I want to. You do actually have the parts that, I guess the head technically is sort of light piped because of the psycho frame, but I didn't expect the eyes to glow like that. That's pretty cool. And like I said before, you do get the main area right here, which is a totally new chest piece. You do get the regular chest armor you can totally put on there. Once again, you can make a black Unicorn. Now here is what you're going to see is a problem that I talked about last time. And pop the backpack off. So this is the joint right here that expands the waist. So this little clippy, this little tab, all this right here is what allows you to unlock and slide the torso up. That becomes very loose. Now the Unicorn, so I never really mess with it, but this one, obviously, it's not happy. I will show you guys another problem on this. If you haven't built one of these yet, so you just get this little piece of plastic here, and it clips onto a little tiny double-ended hinge. And pushing it together, you can see right there, stress marks right across that. And it looks like I tried to touch it up with some blue paint, and it didn't work. If I recall correctly, my Banshee Norn that I built had the exact same problem. Even though I knew it was coming and I tried to fix it, it had exactly the same problem, guys. So if you're building this kit, be very, very wary of the fact that you can stress a lot of the parts. And because of the navy blue coloring, it will in fact show up. Now, I had another issue. I believe it was with this one. I don't think it was with the Norn. I'll have to look at it a little closer. So I remember that in transforming one of these guys, I don't know if it was this one or this one. If I had to guess, it's this one, by the way it moves. Because see how this hinge moves freely and this one moves very stiffly? The actual little clip that holds those on, since it's made of clear plastic, actually broke on me one day when I was trying to pick it up. So I had to glue it in place. Now the hinge that works as a transformation joint right here for the knee armor does still function. I just broke the part that actually hinges the thruster right there. So, and you guys can see down here, it looks like I was trying to clear up nubs. I was not the best builder at this point, and this was definitely the darkest kit I'd ever worked on. So there's tons of nubs all over this. I mean, you can see right here. I have no shame. You know, there's shame in it, like all over the gray pieces. Bad nubs everywhere. I tried to clear up as many of the ones as I could on the armor, but you can see places like this. The inside right here. It's just not happy. So be wary. If you're going to build this kit, nubs are an issue because of the dark coloring. So just be wary of that. Be careful with your transformations, with your putting it together. Watch out for bad nubs and cleaning them up properly. You know, light sanding, stuff like that. And watch for stress marks and the like. And also, this... that tab is super strong. So Bandai is very inconsistent when it comes to those things. Sometimes they're like super weak, won't hold anything. Sometimes super strong. And yeah. Now one thing I do like, you get a black backpack. So yeah, whereas the Unicorns is a nice metallic blue, at least in the HD color version, you do get a nice black here, and of course the orange Psycho frame. Now I kind of wish I had like a black light or a fluorescent light to show off how this stuff glows. Like the Psycho frame will glow under a fluorescent light. It's actually pretty neat. Here we go. Banshee. Alright guys, but now I'm going to go ahead and get it into Unicorn mode and show that off. I'm going to skip the transformation because it's exactly the same as the Unicorn. So if you've watched that before, go back, watch the transformation, watch me struggle with that with the Unicorn review, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we have Banshee in its Unicorn mode, and it's pretty awesome. It looks a little funny, not gonna lie. And I still say, it actually looks more like a cockatiel, with that fin. I mean, I called it a rooster, but yeah, it's definitely more of a cockatiel. I will say, this part of the transformation, getting all of these bits lined up perfectly for the head, is incredibly annoying. And now I recall why I never transformed this thing, because you got to do all this. One thing I forgot to point out earlier when we were looking at the head, all of this right here is a sticker over the orange plastic. So just be careful with what you're working with there, guys. So it looks pretty cool. You get a very similar faceplate, but it's actually a different one from the Unicorn. Very similar, but different. You can see the red eyes barely poking through the visor right through there. I will say there was something I forgot on the Unicorn transformation. I'm pointing to it off screen, and I'll show that to you guys right now. So the legs actually have two different positions. So kind of like how you can swing the legs in and out on certain ones. This one you can actually widen the gate just a little bit. You can see right in there how that kind of pokes out. So what you do is you grab the whole back of the back here, and it hinges out, and then you kind of finagle the legs. I don't know if you guys could see that or not. So you finagle the legs in, and they will pin in place. So you get a much narrower stance. And this is for Unicorn mode. Of course, it was the way for the Destroy mode a minute ago. Now, I did have quite a bit of hassle trying to transform this guy. The legs were very, very stiff. You can see here, the problem with the broken thing is that it was glued in place while in Destroy mode. So now it's permanently stuck like that. So there's never going to be any hiding that he has, you know, rear leg thrusters. The ankles, which I complained about the Unicorn's ankles a lot, were definitely a huge pain. So this little part is the key to locking and unlocking the ankle and the foot extension. So it did not want to turn, did not want to get in the right position. You guys can see things are still not exactly how they're supposed to be, but this is more or less how the foot should look. So what was the front ankle armor now is now the top of the foot armor. This part now flips down, covers the foot. So, I mean, the transformation is actually really, really cool. You just gotta get everything lined up. You can see, like, just... And it's too easy to, like, knock it loose. That's the problem. So that's about as perfect as it can get, but it can totally be knocked loose with little to no effort. But there he is in his chicken mode. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and undo the hand and put this part down again. I actually really dig this look, so I'm going to just go for it. That looks pretty cool. Though it does look funny because it is offset a little bit. That's actually the design of it. So if it looks like that, don't fret. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's a silly gimmick. See if I can get it to stand worth a damn. And yeah, we don't need to look at articulation and stuff because it's exactly the same as the Unicorn, though it's slightly limited up here on the head because of that extra crest / collar. But this thing is pretty neat. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot about one of the bits of transformation. If I can get this thing to cooperate, which it doesn't want to. We can totally get this guy his shield, so he can be all nice and shielded up instead of armored up. Shielded up. Come on, I was trying. I was trying at least, guys. Come on. And of course, it can't be a unicorn shield without giving me problems. Close enough, right? Close enough for government work. Okay. Oh, sorry. Once again, forgetting things, man. There's just so much to this. I forget everything that happens as it goes. I don't know if I showed this to you guys before, so if you're transforming the backpack, if you need to get the beam sabers into this position, if you turn it this way with it still up, you can't really do it without that all coming apart. Which you can just finagle it, do whatever you need to do, shove it back on. You can do that. But if you turn it, just turn it up just a little bit like that as you're rotating it, and then as you're turning it to its final position, just slap it right down in place. It's a very clean transformation, like so. And of course, you do still have the little dock there for a weapon to plug into. I don't believe the rifle can plug in there. Could be wrong. Nope. Well, kinda, but not really realistically. It doesn't really want to plug in there. That's actually made for the bazooka, but there is a part right here. If I can actually get it to pop up. It's not, even though it is a part of the Unicorn, you don't use it on the Unicorn. But you have this extra little bit here, which I might hold the weapon. Probably not. Nope. But that is actually more in tune for the Norn mode, which is a completely different kit. So we'll look at the Banshee Norn another day. That's actually the last Unicorn I built. So plug that right there. And now you have an awesome looking unicorn. I'm going to get a picture of that real quick. Did y'all see that? Nope. Okay, good. That's it, guys. That's it for the awesome MG Banshee Unicorn. Unicorn Banshee, whichever one it is. I don't care. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you guys are new here, make sure you like and subscribe. I do Gunpla stuff every other day. And in between, I fill in the gaps with other fun, nerdy things. So if you also have not heard of my Patreon, it's right here on the screen as usual. And of course, that is for anybody who wants to help support the channel further, little donations. And you get exclusive content. You also get to see things early. So, you know, except for Master Grade Monday, which is never early. Most of the time it's late. So that's that. Actually, because I'm filming this on Sunday, guys, the Shoki Builder Showcase swap, which is coming up later today at Hobbytown. It'll be awesome. I will have the video up for that as soon as I can. It's going to be a lot of cool, fun stuff involved in that, and we get to see 4 people's work that, you know, they built for someone else. That's why it's a swap. But guys, stick around for that. I'll likely have that out on Saturday. So I will catch you guys on the next review. And as you guys probably know, it's going to be the TIE Fighter that you guys have already seen me build on the live stream. And remember, as always, guys, keep on building.